शेष जाड्या महा
Okay. Now, I I am Seher Khan, assistant professor at Nagindas Khandwala College, and working under the I Nurture IT department of Nagindas Khandwala College. Today, I am the host of the National Level Faculty Development Program. So, I welcome all to Nagindas Khandwala College, a beacon of academics, excellence, innovation, and community spirit. It's established in 1942. Our institution has a rich history of providing high quality education and fostering a nurturing environment where students and faculty alike can thrive. So, over the next 6 days of national level faculty development program, we have an enriching schedule lined up featuring a variety of interactive session and keynote presentations from distinguished experts technologies. So, we will explore a range of topics including innovative cloud computing technology, advancement in running technology. These sessions aims to not only broaden our professional horizons but also to foster a collaborative spirit among us, encouraging the learning and best practices. I would like I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who has contributed to the organization of this program, to organizing this program. Your dedication and hard work have made this event possible, and I'm very happy to see all of you as a all of you you all were present, and I'm very happy to see this much of strength. Your dedication and hard work have made this event possible. I am confident that the knowledge and skill we gain here will have a lasting impact on our teaching and our student learning experience. Once again, welcome to the Faculty Development Program. Let's embrace this opportunity with enthusiasm and an open mind. Together, we can make this a transformative experience for all. I request everyone, please mute yourself. let me introduce you all with our chief guest today. That he is Dr. Zabiullah sir. He is academic officer at iNurture Education Private Limited. He is widely organized. He is widely recognized for his outstanding work in education field and has been a source of inspiration for many. Dr. Zabiullah sir has not only excelled in his professional endeavors but also demonstrated a deep commitment to education, making a lasting difference in the lives of many. So I would like Dr. Zabiullah sir to have their words with us. Sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon and warm welcome to all of you attending the inauguration of our national level faculty development program on cloud computing and security. It is both an honor and privilege to address you today as we embark on this exciting journey to deepen our understanding and expertise in these critical areas of technology. In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, cloud computing has emerged as a transformative force, reshaping industries, economies, and the way we live our daily lives. Its ability to provide scalable, on demand computing resources has revolutionized everything from business operations to personal computing. However, with these immense benefits come significant challenges, particularly in the realm of security. As we adopt and integrate cloud solutions, ensuring the safety and integrity of our data becomes paramount. This FDP is not just about imparting knowledge, it is about empowering you with the skills and insights needed to navigate and leverage the cloud securely. Over the next few days, you will have the opportunity to learn from the experts, engage in practical sessions, and collaborate with your peers to explore both the potentials and pitfalls of cloud computing. The cloud offers unprecedented flexibility and efficiency. It enables institutions like ours to innovate at an accelerated pace, providing our students and faculties with the resources they need to achieve excellence. From online learning platforms and virtual labs to collaborate research projects that span the globe, the cloud is a cornerstone of modern education. As we integrate these technologies into academic framework, we must remain vigilant. Cybersecurity threats are ever present and evolving, requiring us to be proactive and informed. This FDP will cover the crucial aspects of cloud security, including data protection, compliance, threat detection, and incident response. It is our responsibility to ensure that as we embrace the cloud, we do so with the robust security posture. As educators, our role extends beyond imparting knowledge. We must also instill a sense of digital responsibility and security awareness to our students. They are the future custodians of technologies, and it is our duty to prepare them for the challenges they will face. By understanding and implementing the best practices in cloud security, we set a standard for our students to follow, fostering a culture of safety and resilience. This FDP represents a unique opportunity to bridge a gap between the theoretical knowledge and practical applications. It is designed to equip you with the tools and confidence needed to incorporate cloud computing and security into our curriculum, enhancing the learning experience for our students and preparing them for the demands of digital world. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the higher authorities of NKC, Sujay Nair sir, Chief Academic Officer, iNurture, Professor Gajre sir, Deputy Zonal Head, West Zone, distinguished speakers, trainers, and Professor Rashmi and our entire organizing team of this FDP for their dedication and hard work. Your commitment to this program is truly inspiring, and it is through your efforts that we can provide such valuable learning experiences. As we begin this program, I encourage all the participants to engage fully, ask questions, share your experiences, and collaborate openly. The knowledge you gain here will not only enhance your professional growth but also contribute significantly to our collective mission of providing top tier education. In closing, I am reminded of a quote by renowned cybersecurity expert Bruce Schneier. He says, "Security is a process, not a product." Let us approach this FDP with a mindset of continuous learning and improvement, embracing both the possibilities and the responsibilities that come with the cloud computing. Thank you all for being here. I wish you a productive and enlightening FDP on cloud computing and security. Thank you all. Over to Professor Rashmi and team.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Now, I would like to call upon Professor Gajare, Chabildas Gajare. He is the Deputy Zonal Head of I Nurture Education Solutions Private Limited. Sir, I would like to have your presence and few words on our FTP today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dear friends, learning is life, and without continuous uh, I hope through this FTP, everyone will get some new insights in the domain. So, thank you, organizers, for inviting, and I wish heartiest welcome to all the participants for this FTP. Best wishes for this FTP. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zebullah sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Gajare sir, for your enlightening speeches. Now, let me introduce to the to our speaker, first speaker. Basically, we are having two speaker in the upcoming 6 days. So, first speaker we have is, it is a great pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's faculty development program is she is Professor Rashmi Tiwari. She is a seasoned educator, a catalyst for change, and passionate advocate for the advancement of teaching excellence in higher education. With her extensive background in cloud technology and information technology, Ms. Rashmi Tiwari brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to our gathering. As a mentor in Nagina's Khandwala College, she she have played a pivotal role in shaping the academic landscape, mentoring aspiring educators, and fostering a culture of continuous learning and growth. Throughout her career, Ms. Rashmi Tiwari has been at forefront of educational innovations, pioneering our new methodologies and best practices of cloud technology to enhance student engagement and learning outcomes. She has done expert level certificates, um, expert level certificates from cloud certification from Microsoft Azure and Oracle Cloud. Today, Ms. Rashmi Tiwari will be sharing her insights and expertise on cloud computing and application. She will undoubtedly provide us with invaluable guidance and inspiration as we strive for excellence in our teaching practices and academic endeavors. Please join me in please, Rashmi ma'am, join me in welcoming to the participants.
Thank you so much, Sarah ma'am, for your valuable speech. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Um, I just like to welcome everyone on behalf of Nagindas Khanwala College. I'm a mentor, a head of department for BSc CTIS, Cloud Technology, Information Security, and Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. Then for MSc, Cybersecurity, Computer Science, and Artificial Intelligence. It's a privilege to be a part of such a great program and to inculcate or impact on such a beautiful scenario of using our knowledge and enlightening it up on everyone and sharing it before great authorities. So it's a privilege. Thank you so much for honoring me for this. And can we continue with the session, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Now, Rashmi ma'am will move the session ahead, and she is the speaker for 2 days. She will taught cloud technology, and she will have that session, hands-on session. So 2 days, Rashmi ma'am is going to take the session. Now, uh, after that after 2 days, we will have another speaker, uh, professor professor Rashid Patel. So after that, he will take the charge, and he will take move the session forward. And I request everyone to please subscribe our YouTube channel, and for the attendance and feedback link that we will share the attendance and feedback link in our comment box, and we'll share the links after every 1 hour. We'll share that link. So all of you have to fill the attendance link and as well as the feedback link. That is compulsory for all, and 75% attendance is compulsory to get the certificates. So that's all from my side. Now our speaker will take the charge. Yes, ma'am, you can move ahead and start the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Um, Hello, everyone. We'll start the session. Okay. So we'll start with the very agenda of our program today. That is basically we need to first ensure what we are going to learn into the session. That is about the cloud computing and security. The security part would be taken by the another speaker. The cloud computing part would be taken by me. We'll be seeing the virtual machines. We'll be seeing the storage account. We'll be seeing the database. We'll see the logic apps. Perhaps before this, there is a need of a cloud, but why there comes a necessity for a cloud, which is very important. So before that, we should start white cloud in a normal language. But before this, will this is the agenda for today that we have to follow. Why cloud computing? A need of cloud computing when we already have on-premises computational, services. Then why there was a need of this cloud computing? Then we need to recall all the on-premises infrastructures or all on-premises activities or things were involved. Disadvantages of the traditional architecture, then what is cloud computing? Yeah, this is very important. There has to be some difference between the traditional infrastructure and cloud computing. So we'll learn the definition of cloud computing. Then the deployment models. There is a difference in deployment models and the service models. So we'll see these things. What is in the deployment models? So we'll see the benefits of the cloud computing. What all benefits are of the cloud computing? Then we'll see the services. Now, basically, the services which is provided to user or end customers through cloud providers. So this is basically the services which will be provided by the cloud providers. The case studies involved in cloud computing. What all case studies? What all the projects that has led to the cloud computing? There are various industries who have accompanied, who have gained this technology of cloud for the betterment of their applications, for the betterment of their projects. And then we'll discuss the Azure portal. Now, Azure is one of the cloud technology. When we'll be just googling it up, we'll see the various cloud service providers. So we have got Amazon, we have got Azure, we have got n number of people who are involving in providing us various of various of this cloud technology to serve the needs of the end customers. Then we'll see the Azure Compute Services. Azure Compute Services is basically you will be getting to learn about virtual machines, the kind of storage and network compute services. These are all related to the computational services which is provided by Azure platform. Then we'll see the deployment of virtual machines, and this will be a lab. If the lab, this is basically here we'll be deploying a virtual machine. So before this, we need to understand what is virtual machines. So we'll be just clarifying the need of how we can do and what is it actually. Okay, so why cloud computing? So here is a very great scenario we have understood that 10 years back the companies were storing everything on their on premises. They were having their own servers. They were maintaining the whole server. They were maintaining the security, maintenance cost, all the location wise infrastructure. Everything was done on the on premises way. It was done by the itself a company itself, the people who are involved in the project. But now, due to clouds, everything has become something called a pay as you go model kind of stuff. For example, that I don't have to buy now everything. I just need to rent it for a while and I have to use the services and then I can just switch on. So this is something about your need why cloud computing came. So basically, if I talk about the issue of infrastructure, obviously, if I want to build now, like for example, if I want to open a business, if I want to start up a business, I don't have to always think of getting the plot or getting for the infrastructure. I can just simply manufacture the things at home. I can simply accommodate or put the pictures onto the social sites, and it can be used as a kind of B2C customer wise, like I can have a model of B2C customer e-commerce applications. I can take up e-commerce applications there. So this is how I'm using a platform of a cloud to build my company, to sell my stuff without having a particular architecture. So this is what a very beneficial way of understanding the cloud. So cloud is something you are renting the services to get your works done, and once it is done, you're just paying it off for that service only. आप सिर्फ उसी service के लिए you're just paying it up. You don't have to buy that service for a whole year, or you have to only pay for the requirement. Now, for example, if I'm going for different states, so I won't be keep on buying, the plots, the infra, the bungalows or the flats. I'll be simply going to the hotel rooms. I'll just go and pay for the days where I'm going to stay on that hotel, and I'll be paying for that services, and I'll be just coming up, and I'll do the stuff, and I'll be coming up to my home. So this is the way of the cloud is built on the way similar logic. यहाँ पे cloud is providing you the kind of services which is infra wise, which is very beneficial for us. We don't have to totally put ourselves onto on traditional premises. There can be certain scenario where there is a need of on traditional premises, but now the cloud has accompanied a lot of things. It has become one of the replacements for it. So this is all about why we need a cloud. And yes, there are many much more things which cloud is providing. So we'll learn in the upcoming session also. Now here are kind of a problems we can understand. We'll see the scenario of this example. Like you're having a company which is running a very successful website, and and had added a new feature and hit overnight. So this can be one of the scenarios where, for example, if I'm having a company, I'm just having I'm running a very excellent site. I'm giving a 50% sales off there. So at a time, there can be n number of customers hitting to the websites. So my server can get crash at the very same time. So what alternate solutions I can have? I can have the other service servers added to it who will be performing the very similar task, attending the similar sessions of customers coming to them, but not every time this scenario can be same, right? The problem here comes that adding the new service is not a problem at one step when it is hitting, when everything is going on to the successful way, but the problem comes when, what if your servers at the very idle mode? What if there's nothing doing? I'm just investing my whole of the money for adding a new wanted server, and after that, a specific period of time, the servers are at idle stages. It is of no use. So I'm imparting my security, my maintenance to it. I'm enrolling the engineers who are handling those servers. So this is cutting a lot of cost on to me, and also it is somehow going to have a lot of infrastructure issues as well. So these are something I can say. The setups can be expensive in terms of private model. In terms of on premises model, your servers will be idle most of the time. Absolutely, there can be one at a time. I can have this scenario of golden time. So not every time my server would be busy in a company. Not every machine is going to fail one or the other day, for sure, because each and every hardware infra, it involves a lot of maintenance and security. So all the other day, it has an expiry date also. So for this expiry date also, we have to also check for the things that if my servers are at the idle most of the time, it is a bad investment for sure. Why? Because if it is doing nothing, it is only for a one single, अगर एक ही दिन हमको use करके, if it is only for one day, so this is something a bad investment. So for this alternate solutions, we have got a cloud. So this is a kind of scenarios which I have shared. That first, if on traditional premise, if you're building anything, if you're building a setup of any business, so you just need to go for a data centers. Now data centers are actually the centers where your data is actually stored. You can talk about storage area, storage place. So we need to go for a physical site, we need to see for a plot, we need to, and also for the locations which is flexible for my type of business. I have to see the business and the type of area which my business suits. Then I have to put on huge investments on. Can we see this? We can have we if it is not visible, I'll just zoom it out a little. Yeah. So I have to see the huge investment on physical hardware, like rack, switches, router, backup and device, and Ethernet. Yeah, it involves a lot of things. Hardware, if I talk about, see, every server or every data centers, either of the things, every servers will have some maintenance. It will have some or the either issues. So every time if something happens to any of the servers with respect to memory, so I have to think of memory issues. If it is with respect to any hardware or wire cables, I have to switches. Then I have to think of how the backup devices, how I have to maintain the backup of those servers if that server crashes. So all this requires a lot of huge investment. Again, I have to think of AMC, that is annual maintenance cost, about each and everything that I'm taking into place for my infra. Then I have to also look after for the electricity, 24 by 7 electricity support. That even that this is the case where I have to look upon to the you know the DG generators. We can see that for electricity we have to again invest on the DG sets or generators. What if the electricity bounds to get off? So I have to be very ready with the backup. So this is about DG generators or sets. Then the cooling atmosphere is important because it generates a lot of radiations. You can see a lot of radiations, lot of heat will be dried. So I have to look upon the cooling fans, the cooling ACs, which is AC is bound to be, if you go to any server room, there is bound to have you have an AC to maintain the balance and temperature of the environment. Then obviously it also requires additional application setup required for an applications which I wanted to have for my business. I need to go for that applications. I'm to invest on new hardware first. For example, if that applications require something in general, I can have printer setup. I can have additional hardware support which is required. And then what if I wanted to just in case if I need to upgrade those applications, upgrade in terms of hardware. So there is a huge downtime is required because it takes a time. So all this has some or the other investment, which is or the other cases it has got a little lower, but it has got some investments. तो ये जो सारे investments लगे हुए हैं, it all implants in your traditional and premises. Then we have got to hire. Now listening upon all to these things, now to maintaining all these things we require a people. We have to employ a people. This can be IT engineers. This can be a administrator who will be looking for your administrative part of your servers. Then you will be managing and operating many more who will be, looking for all the physical devices of yours, maintain the application. So all this requires a lot of cost, which can empower a lot of troublesome when in any of these cases. In any of these cases, if at once or the other fail, if one of the scenario fails, for like electricity fails, so pura to down ही चला जाएगा मेरा system. I can have generators, but do exist. What do I agree? What if generators doesn't work at the time? Even what if my network issues I'm having, if I'm not having proper Ethernet cables working there? So there can be ample of scenarios here, which was a lay down and which came and evolve, major of problems. So to overcome this all problems, we got to have a cloud computing. Cloud, you can say. Now before starting with the what is actually cloud, we need to understand the traditional culture. So this is how the traditional culture of business was undergoing that time. We were having so many problems with related to infrastructure. So cloud has solved this a little. I can say a little. Why? Because we have got uh, infrastructure as a service, one of the services provided by the cloud itself. So to handle all this problems, we have got cloud. Now cloud, अगर आपको पूछा जाता है, what is cloud? So we can say it can be as you can understand cloud as a ecosystem for all the people who are all connected through a net in the network in each with each other. Okay, it's an open ecosystem. You can say it's an open ecosystem where each and everybody is connected in the network. It is also, you can understand, the cloud is providing you the storage, the kind of storage. Now here the cloud doesn't mean that, see, people actually have a myth of virtualization and cloud. People think that virtualization is a concept for a cloud. It can be one of the way to achieve it, can be one of the component for a cloud, but it is not a fully cloud. If you talk about, we are having the physical data center located at different availability zones. So here, if you understand the cloud is basically, here is, if you will, that it is providing you the computing capacity services, it is providing you the storage, it is providing you the networkings, it is providing the pool of services that a business needs or business has. So it can be called as a new model of infrastructure which each one desires. So now, here now, for as we know, we have to, there is a lot of data generated nowadays. Now data can be anything. Data can be a it differs from person to person. My data can be my images, my audios, my photographs. My data can be my resume, my anything. So anything I need to just wanted to secure it up, I'll just place it, I'll just store it somewhere, so that in eventually after 5 or 50 years also, if I want to access those data, I can easily access it. Now, for me to do it onto the traditional way, like putting into the pen drive or putting it into like any hard drive, it's not going to be a big deal. I can do that. But each and every time I have to expense to the different hardwares, because at the same time the hard drives can get crushed. My even pen drives can, it can dislocate, or it can, it cannot function properly. So now we have got different cloud storage technologies also with us. We have got uh, Google Box, we have got Google Drive. So this is all, providing you the kind of services for cloud storage. Now here comes scalability. This is very important, but yes, you have to understand what actually the cloud is. Now here you have heard the term of cloud service. Cloud servers are nothing but, if you understand in a very simpler way, what is cloud server? Cloud server is basically, you can understand, uh, it is just, you can say, a virtual server. You can say it's a kind of a virtual servers in cloud computing environment, which can be accessed on demand by any of the user or by a number of the users. So it has nothing but very specific to, it is a, if I'll say virtual servers, actually this can be, these terms are just like a physical server. For us it is a virtual, because we cannot see it, right? We cannot, for us it is a virtual, but somewhere it is there, somewhere it is placed as a physical server, and it is storing the data, and it is running the applications and so on, the perform duties which is being performed by this cloud server. Okay, so now scalability, your server capacity will scale up or scale down according to the traffic. Yeah, this is one of the best part of, cloud services, that scalability informs. For example, if I'm running a website, so like for example, I'm running a website which is, I'm showing a kind of 50% sale off to my, one of the no, one of the feature or one of the products which is being provided on the company's website. Now what is happening, the customers are engaging into this, and they are throwing for a lot of orders onto that website. Now if they are crossing a lot of the orders onto the web, traffic will flow onto the single website. So what will happen, the cloud servers will automatically will cloud provider will automatically boost those traffic into different servers, and this server will be the replica of the that single server. So once this servers will start, it's like you are not involving a single server, you as a beneficiary. Here not only a single server will be, giving the advantage. Here the ample of servers will be scale up to meet the needs of the customer, and once it is done, the this 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 servers will collapse automatically, and whatever the data will be there, it will be collected. So it is just like I'm creating the replica of the servers. It is not me who is creating, but it is the cloud service provider. It is the cloud providers. I'm just taking that services from the cloud service provider, and I'm asking him to just scale up the server so that I should get the very same replica of the server, so that once the customer's need is done, it should be scaled down. It means it should get down again, so that I'll be just only paying for those time जिसके लिए उसी टाइम के लिए I'll be paying for जिस टाइम के लिए it was available. That's it. So this is all things. Now I need to understand two things are very important in this. That is the user and the cloud provider. These two people are very much important. This two has to manage the things. Like the end user will be looking after the services which he is asking from the cloud service provider. For example, if the kind of services he is asking from the cloud service, so it is a kind of access or privilege that he is having onto the access of that particular services. Now, cloud server will manage all your things underlying what all services you have demand for. So this is all up to your cloud. Um, yeah. Now this is a cloud computing definitions. So there can be for me it's the difference in cloud computing and cloud storage. Cloud computing involves a lot of app computing resources. That is you're doing a lot of computational part. That you're doing a lot of functioning. That you're just processing a lot of things. So it is basically you're doing, and this is done over the internet with a lot of users involved, with a lot of data working, a lot of data which is onto the work, which is getting stored, which is getting, we are using those data and days. And so we're using it to manage or process the data. We are just replicating or manipulating, we are actually manipulating the data. So cloud computing, it is a use of remote servers on the internet to store, manage, and process data rather than a local server on your personal computer. तो बेसिकली क्या है यहाँ पे हमें समझ में आ रहा है कि क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग सब कुछ है. इट इज अ use of remote services servers. So all this is possible only through the medium, that is the medium of internet. So if you want to have an access of this cloud services, if you want to have a cloud technology access, if you wanted to use all these things, the only medium you want to have is your cloud internet. Internet is a kind of, you can say, a connection and interface through which you can have cloud services, where you can do the cloud computational part, where you can store the things and you can have the services access of the cloud. Then cloud computing is the delivery of the cloud computing services over the internet, enabling faster innovation, flexible resources, and economies of the scale. Yeah, it is maintaining a lot of things. It is maintaining the economies of the scales. That is, I don't have to look up for the traditional premises. Flexible resources, that like the way I wanted to use it, I can use it, and the far I am going to use it for the period of time I have to use it, that I'll be paying for that, and I'll just be dropped down for that. Now, what is Microsoft Azure? Basically, there are a number of cloud technology. If we'll go for, we'll see there are a lot of cloud technology providers in the market. So we have heard of different names like AWS, Salesforce, and Azure. So these are all basically cloud providers, you can say. So we have got Google Cloud GCP, you have Google Cloud Platform, AWS stands for Amazon Web Services, then we have got IBM, then we have got Alibaba, Oracle, Red Hat, Digital Oceans, Rackspace, and many more. So we'll learn about one of the portal. We'll be doing some of the practicals onto one of the platforms. So I'm having the subscription for Azure. So I'll be showing all the practicals related to the cloud. related to the services offered by the cloud. So it's a kind of a platform where all the developers and IT professionals use to build, deploy, manage applications. So you just understand these terms right like this only, because आपको ऐसे नहीं समझेगा. Before you need to understand the Microsoft Azure portal, because here you have to understand this is a cloud service provider, but what services they are providing, you have to go in a little deep. Okay, so okay, this is a little cloud comparison. Cloud comparison means in terms of Azure, AWS, GCP. So we can see Azure, AWS, and GCP. Now these are available regions, compute services. So these are basically the technical terms, and what these technical terms are actually said, or you can say the way it is being pronounced in different technologies. So in available regions, so it is called Azure regions. Now regions are basically where our data centers, where you can say our main available, where our data centers or actually our data is stored. So you can say the region is that the regions. Okay, the regions cannot be placed anywhere. So we have got the regions depending upon the requirements, depending upon the geographic locations and everything. There are other certain parameters involved in analyzing and choosing of this regions. We'll see in the Azure portal also what is this regions are actually and where these regions are. So this is Azure regions, AWS regions and zones, Google compute regions and zones. And now compute services. The compute services, you can say this is kind of a services provided by the cloud service provider. Basically, for you can say kind of a infrastructure as a service where you can do all you're doing the deployment of virtual machines, like you're doing Windows, you're going for Ubuntu, you got any Linux flavor or Windows flavor you can go for. So it is basically you're deploying a kind of virtual machine and you're using it. So here we call it as virtual machine in Azure, and you have heard of EC2. So whenever somebody says, "Yeah, have you learned about EC2?" It is basically you're talking about Elastic Compute Cloud. That is, you're talking about virtual machines only. And in GCP we call it as a compute engine. Then app hosting. Uh, App hosting, you will can say, is about Azure Cloud Service, Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. So it is basically um, what it does is actually it is called it is basically you can say for deploying of various applications. Okay, it is basically it involves a deployment of various services or which accumulate or various AWS services. You can have in AWS EC2, storage S3, simple storage bucket, that is S3. Then we have got SNS, CloudWatch, outscaling, and a lot more in, and similar in Azure. So all these things, so these are all technical. Like we have got serverless computing, which is talking about Azure functions, container suppose. This is all up to you can say go for DevOps and all. Then these are all storage level, object storage, block storage, CDN. Then we have got SQL database, no SQL database. So this is all the terms which are there to mention. So I'll be just sharing this PPT once our session is over, so that you can just understand what are the terms which is related to. So here we have got this for administration and security. We've got Azure Active Directory to enroll the users, enroll the provide the provide the security, kind of access level of privilege provided to each and every users, and administrative stuff, and everything is done by this Azure Active Directory. And same goes to this IAM, which is set in the AWS and GCP. So this is basically all these things. So we have got load balancing. Load balancing is nothing but you can say this is load balancing. load balancing. I'm just using a little the only terms which I think others like storage part I'll be taking in the practicals, but something which I cannot be taken, which I'll be not be able to take in the practical. But I'm just trying to little brief you out. What is it in technical terms? Like load balancing. Load balancing is basically where you have to where you will be deploying or hosting a web applications, and you just need this for balancing the load of those applications. So you have to apply it for so that website should not crash, or servers which is attached to that website should not crash. It should be able to scale up and scale down depending on the needs and so on. Okay. um, then I'll just move to next slide. um, just wait. Yeah. So we'll study about the deployment models of cloud. What is our deployment models? Now, and deployment models, what is it actually? Somebody it is a kind of stuff which is very important to understand what is cloud deployment models. So I'll make you understand what is it, how, what actually it means. So basically, there are three deployment models which you can see here. It is infrastructure as like public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Okay, so here I can tell you it's a kind of understood way of how you will be having your infrastructure, or how you will be having your scenarios depending upon to your organizations. So like for example, if public cloud is coming into picture, so I have to understand that no capital expenditure scale up applications can be quickly provisioned and deprovisions. Organizations pay only 40 use. Now here maximum part is not here, then nothing comes to the word of private. Everything is public. Everyone in this can have an access to the can have an access to the data. So there is nothing hidden in this. So everything in this is perfectly watched for. So if you'll say public deployment models in this is it's like you are actually talking about the data is onto the internet, or data is onto the public mode, and you're using and just viewing it up. Private, it's all like private. It happens to be like where the organization is purchasing a kind of a cloud only for that. The cloud is only available to the particular organization. It is not available for all of the audiences or for all of the users on the internet. It is only for a private organization. Only the organization members or the teams or organization authorities can watch it up those private data, and no other than the people involved outside of this private cloud can have an access to it. So here I can say that nowadays organizations are building, or organizations are trying to have the private cloud a better medium, like I can say the private cloud serves the most crucial part in nowadays in organization enhancement, because it is a kind of environment which is dedicated to a single organization, right? Here no other like any cloud infrastructure which is like computing services like CPU is involved, or storage is involved. It is all available, but in this the resources are all isolated, and it is one of the control into the organization part. Now what is hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud is basically, I can say, the mixture of both private and public. Now, there can be a scenario where some part of the data I just don't want to put onto the public, so I can just keep it onto the my private cloud, and I just can keep the only necessity part which is important for to be accessed by each and every user. I can just build it up onto the public cloud. So this is I'm getting the hybrid cloud storage. I can have the access of hybrid cloud infra that use both the combination of on-premises storage of public cloud and also the private. So it's a basically a combination of both on-premise data centers and the public cloud are involving, that is on clouds, allowing us to share the applications between both on premises and public as well. So but that becomes a kind of a better scenario where organization has to just look upon some terms which they wanted to have in better flexibility. So they wanted to make sure this with some better approach. So we have got many other different cloud uh, has got it. We have got multi cloud. We have got community cloud. So I think there are this is a kind of a preview going on to the cloud also, that we have got too many things. Uh, right now we are just only learning about public cloud and private and hybrid. We've got very different clouds which are built actually depending on the need of the upcoming analysis of the business, upcoming analysis of the needs of the business, upcoming analysis of the customer and end users and everything. So this is all about your public, private, and hybrid. And then these are the benefits. High availability for sure. Yeah, it is going to be high available because obviously see everything depends on, see when are we using something which is onto um, uh, clouds. We're talking about the cloud terms. We're actually talking about the kind of internet connections we can have actually. So if your speed is very good enough and you're flexible, that's it's going to provide you the very good need of the data as well. But yes, of course, kind of technology you're using. For example, if I'm using Azure, if I'm using a sort of free services, I'm using the basic, standard, premium. Okay. Also, the standard plans will be explained by the next speaker. So I'll just be sharing a little of perspective of what these plans will be doing. So all these terms are all related to the kind of services and the way you wanted the services to be managed. So high availability, your data will be highly available. At times, whenever you want it, you can access the data. Then scalability, again I say the scalability depends on the demand that particular companies has it, or the scalability basically comes when you really wanted to just do not put pressure onto one server. You just wanted to just scale up the things so that the works can get a little faster. Here we are talking about the things that are getting a little faster. Global reach out, yes, for sure it is onto the net. It's going to be a global reach out. When we talk about agility, what is agility? So agility is like you are talking about okay, so how faster? I mean, it's very important that how quickly you can develop or you can test, or it is basically into the cloud-based environment. You're just trying to develop, test, or launch the applications. So this is very important, and one of the disaster recovery. Yeah, this is really important. Once again, everything is important because it is a kind of a benefit provided by the cloud. So disaster recovery, yes, disaster recovery. If I'll say, disaster recovery talks in terms of backup that we can have. Our data is not only stored at one place; it is just being backed up every time, and every alternate data centers or every regions are having one of the backups. This backup. Okay, there's also something if I'm deploying, for example, if I'm deploying one of the virtual machines. If I'm deploying it onto the cloud, I can just simply try to have this backup of three. I can just create a backup. We'll get an options there. We can have backup of three. It will not be stored at one place. It will be stored at different regions, different availability zones, different rack spaces, different data centers. Why? But what if in the worst case scenario those regions are not available? I can have it from the another region. No matter what, it cannot be shown to the front end users that from where we are getting the data. We are just getting the data we are used, and we are we are filled with that. But from where we are getting, the backend is actually a little more complex than what we are facing right now. The end users face from the end. Like a data is actually stored somewhere else, and we used to get it from somewhere else. So it's not that we have stored. It's about we have created that replica and backup for in case in terms of conflict in networks, in terms of non-availability of the particular data. What if I can have this data from another sources? Fault tolerance is something. What if I'm just adding up a new server? If I'm adding up new applications, if I'm adding up new, it should not uh, it should basically not go to like thrashing of my the entire architecture at presence. Elasticity, the more I can add up, it should not again, it has some little common commonality. If you talk about elasticity, is something at whatever at whatever way, I mean, I can say elasticity to be one of the features. The more I stretch it to the more I grow it, or the more I shrink it, it should not it should be accommodable for you can say adaptive to the changing demands of the organization. So it's basically I'm just trying to grow it or shrink it. The capacity, I'm actually playing with the capacity of it. So this is basically the elasticity. Now, customer latency capabilities. The customer latency capabilities are actually nothing but here we'll talk. Here we are talking about uh, basically uh, how the ability of deploying the resources across the globe. So there can be some issues, or the customer, you can say the customer can experience a little slowness in this. So they are experiencing the slowness. They're said to be experiencing this latency, a delay of it. So this is to be taken care of, and this is to be taken in general of like how it can be, how it can still take time for services to react to the customer's action, but it has to be little a time up things. So there should not be such services which should take too much of time. So yes, this customer can face depending upon the kind of the speed of internet, depending upon the kind of modern fiber optics they are evolving at the the connection levels and everything. And productive cost considerations, this is very important. Productive cost considerations, if I say about productive cost considerations, that you're very productive, they whenever you're using any services, there is a cost estimated to each and everything, like for virtual machines, for storage. So there is something which is already been said to you that this is the cost associated to this, and this you're using onto that way, the way you're using it. So this is basically that productive cost consideration. And security. Yes, the security is very, very must for any organization, or to trust upon any cloud providers, which is very mandatory and worthy of it, that your data is secure. Security of your data being not you know your data, your the transparency is maintained between you and cloud service provider. That your data is not being compromised, the integrity of the data is maintained and everything. Now these are few services provided by the cloud service provider. When I say the services provided by the cloud service provider, here I am talking about what all the provider can give you. Now here if I'm saying what he can give you is actually it can be, he can give you infrastructure, he can give you a platform, he can give you ample of he can give you the whole applications related to the software as a service, he can give you platform as a service. So this is something this is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. And so when I'm talking about infrastructure, so here I'm talking about the virtual machines, here I'm talking about the network, here I'm talking about the storage. So here I'm talking about the infrastructure which is related. So when I'm talking about platform as a service, here I'm talking about you can see the kind of the kind of runtimes, the kind of you can say the operating systems which I'm going to use on the platform which is going to be provided to me, or I can have my applications to run on that. And software as a service, the applications which is provided by the Microsoft Azure technology. So these are few terms you have to keep in mind, and these are the services. See, in cloud, if I'll talk about the pillars, I'll just say the pillars of the clouds are basically the more important medium is internet, but the pillars are like the kind of deployment models it is taking, and deployment models are very far into. If I'm saying it is in preview, it means again I'm saying that kind of deployment model depends upon the business needs and the customer demands. If I'm saying the services, yes, services are something which is actually the biggest pillar, the kind of services provided to the end user. So now we'll little learn in details. So can you see this diagram? If you'll see this, so yeah, infrastructure. IaaS. If I'm saying IaaS, it's infrastructure as a service. So build pay as you go IT infrastructure by renting servers. So here I'm not going to buy the servers. I'm not going to buy the virtual machines or storage or networking. I'm simply going to take up a renting of the servers. We're just going to rent it for a while. We'll just do our work. For example, my some of the application needs Ubuntu platform. So I'll just Ubuntu infrastructure virtual machines. So I'll be just using this uh, platform, this infra of having a servers and storage attached to that virtual machines, and I'll be using it. And once done, I'll just delete the resources and just went down. So only for a time being when I'm using those resources, I can just use it and I'll just went down. So I'll be only paying for. That's what you can here see the term of pay as you go model. So when you will see a little pay as you go model, see, this is a term which is important in this pay as you go model. Now here comes the platform as a service. The platform as a service, if I'm saying this, is basically where you will be managing your applications. You're not focusing much on underlying infrastructure. It is being managed by your cloud provider. यहाँ पे you will be only focusing on how you have to manage your applications which you are using. You're just, for example, if I'm deploying or testing any of applications onto my platform, so I'm just focusing on that. I'm not going to think of what network, storage, and what all things are involved onto the background of infrastructure. I have to just concentrate as a user onto my platform as a service. So this is one of the platforms showing you how it is giving you the best way. So infra में हमें इतना दिख रहा था that server, storage, networking, firewall, security, data centers. So if I'm using infrastructure as a service, I have a complete control of server, storage, networking, firewalls, and data centers. So I can have a customized way. I can configure all these things by my own, depending upon my applications. Then platform as a service here. If I'm using a platform as a service, here my total focus is going to be on to development of tools, database management, how I'm going to handle the applications, how I'm going to use my storage account. I mean, I'm talking about the accounts, huh? How I'm going to use my database, how I'm going to upload my files and everything, operating systems and everything. Now here, I don't have to look upon this. This will be managed by cloud service providers. So if I'm using platform as a service, I'll be just handling this. This will be looked after by my cloud providers. But if I'm looking of this only infrastructure as a service, if I'm looking for, or if I'm looking for infrastructure as a service for all of the part, then I have to look for everything, PaaS, SaaS, and IaaS. So this is all I have to configure or customize the way I want it to. Now, the storage as a services. Now, these are, if I'll say in general, if I'm asking for storage as a services, there here I don't have to look upon anything. These are basically, I'll tell you what, Azure or any cloud provider or any cloud technology, if you go, it basically provides you some of the applications which you can use over the internet. So you can see the user connect to or use cloud-based apps over the internet. For example, we've got Microsoft Office 365. This is just very similar to our Microsoft Office we have. Then we've got emails, we've got calendars. So these are there are various of the applications which we call upon as we can say software as a services. Now, obviously, again, I will say this is, can be kind of a preview way. The way I'll tell you why it is in preview. It is not in preview, but we've got a lot of analysis and we've got a lot of discovery on this. That we can have we can have DAS, we can have fast. So these are all services we can have. We can have functional services. We can have data as a services. So these are more of in bit little details. So we'll focus on in little three pillars that of IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS cloud. So these services are which is mainly focused, and what are the services we can use. So we'll be just trying virtual machines. So we'll be using infrastructure as a services for sure today. Okay, this is the services. We can just let up you to this site so that you can view. Sure, yeah. So I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah. So this is all you can say. These are all services provided by Azure. So you can see these all services. Now, what if I wanted to just see the infrastructure as a services? So what I'll do is I'll be just only focusing on infrastructure as a services. So it is just showing me the kind of only infrastructure as a services. That is Azure VMware solutions, dedicated host, virtual desktop, virtual machines, VM scale sets. Can we see this? And now, if I wanted to have platform as a services which is being offered, so these are all platform. So we can see these are all platform as a services where we can have, like we have got for those who are into the data science field, we can have this AI plus machine learning, AI bot services, API services. So all whatever machine learning, whatever models you wanted to develop or deploy, whatever data machine learning deployment models you wanted to go for, you can have this brilliant platform onto the cloud. You can use this technology as a one of the basic understanding, or you can say building of one of the artificial intelligence bot services you can use for developing AI tools or many more. So these are all platforms you can see. Then we have got software as a service. We'll see what is software as a services. So these are basically Power Microsoft Fabric. Now, this all mentioned, can you see these things? AI plus machine learning, analytics, compute. So these are all. It is also mentioning what is basic, what it actually does. So analytics it is an analytic software. This application are analytic tools. You can say analytic applications. These are development, Azure DevOps, and Visual Studio App Center. Then we go for identity and security. These are applications you can use it for identity management and security purpose and so on and so forth. So this is basically you will understand what are the services. So this is a site view. I just provide you this chat, or either if like if I'm just going to share this PPT to you, so all of you can view this particular chat for a better approach. So let me go to this again. Now, shared responsibility model. This is very, very important. Why it is very important? I'll tell you. It is telling you something. If you can understand this in green way, it is you manage and cloud provider manage. So for on premises, what we have understood that I have to manage everything. If I'm building, if I'm going for a business model, if I'm going for any particular model, I have on traditional perspective I'm watching upon. So I have to take care upon all these things related to storage, networking, commute, virtual machines, operating system, runtime, applications, data access. It means from the time of manufacturing of thinking of this idea till my deployment stage or till my hosting of the stage, I have to think of this all on my own. So I have to build all this, I have to look upon all this, I have to maintain all this, customize all things by my own, involving a lot of expenses, lot of things, lot of technical things which I might single-handedly don't know. So I have to employ many people here there, and I have to look upon the backup services. Very traditional approach. Here I'm saying the if I'm taking the infrastructure as a service. Now this is the totally cloud model. If I'm talking about this was on-premises private cloud. For this is all being managed by the user itself. Here, the user will have, if I'm taking infrastructure as the user will be able to manage about virtual machines, operating systems, runtime application, data access. Now, there is something compute networking and storage. This can be attached. For example, when I'm creating virtual machines, I can have a I can have when I'll be deploying this virtual machine, I'll be provided with the storage. I can have another storage disk. I can create another storage disk to this. I have this customized configuration function in that particular zone, so I can do that as well. Networking part. Okay, networking part is that is something whenever you are deploying any virtual machine, so network is automatically created. So by default, it is created. We don't have to because this is all taken care. Because this is something if I'm using the infrastructure, actually I can have customize. I can configure it. I can just if the changes what I wanted, I can have it in this. So this is basically the user approach. When I'm going for a platform as a service, I'm actually talking about the applications and the data access, and this all will be managed by my cloud provider. And this is when I just wanted to use any of the built-in applications for the Azure platform, I can use it. So the shared responsibility model is talking about what are the responsibilities shared between the cloud provider and the user. The user is basically whosoever who is having an access to the services and who wants to have access to the services in future. So depending upon the needs of this service. So I hope this is clear to all. Now there are certain case studies which we have to understand. What all case studies there? These are the scenarios about what WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp, like this is one of the case study of WhatsApp where IBM Software has provided a lot support for a WhatsApp user or WhatsApp owner to acquire a lot of millions of users with accommodate with 50 millions to 400 million users. So this ongoing numbers of user has to face a lot of challenges in managing those users and managing the data across the across the world from this user. So this is done by the IBM software, which is providing it as a platform and as a services. But yes, the messaging giant made top news in 2014 when Facebook announced it to acquire. So this is why, because WhatsApp has been acquired by Facebook, but something the solution which is being found from the company is IBM software. This is one of the cloud services provided by the IBM, that it will be providing a platform as a services, and it will help WhatsApp in connecting a lot of users. It will help it to manage the data, the exponential growth in the data, the user, and the storage of all those data related to its data integrity and everything. Then these are little benefits we've talked about. Exchange of data can be done on the cloud. It's very simpler way. Developers do not need to spend time on database management system because everything is managed onto. This is something. This is all automatically maintained onto the cloud platform itself. So this is all things being taken care by the cloud service providers. This is again the case study of ICICI Lombard. Um, Okay, this is basically here. It has adapted the Microsoft Azure. Can you see this Microsoft Azure? Uh, technology to manage their infrastructures. Especially it is basically for infrastructure issues, because the server issues, if you go to any bank site, the banks are basically famous. The banks are literally being uh, um, facing a lot of issues with the peak times of having the provisioning and deprovisioning of the servers. Like, what if one server fails and the time it takes for one data to come up with to provision up. So that time it costs a lot of time and cost and many more things. So we have got Microsoft Azure, kind of solutions to this. It's a kind of technical support to this particular scenario, and the benefits same. Now we'll be just before going to this, I just wanted you to just and a little bit have a view of the portal, so that I can start with this. So I'll be sharing my screen for making you to understand how. So I'll be just sharing portal.azure.com. So I'm just making you the dashboard of the Azure portal, so that all of us can So I'll be just signing it up. So I'll be definitely needing the IDs. So mm, okay. I'll be signing with ID 2026. This is my um, Microsoft Azure account. You can create the one with your credit card. So all this will be, this all guidelines will be taught to you by the other speaker. I'll be just showing you the virtual machines creations today. If time permits, I'll be showing you in three different ways. Okay. So this is a portal. I'm going to sign in with the account. So this is my account, and I'll be just going to sign in. Um, so can you see? Okay. So this is my account. I'll sign now. Just now it's going to ask me password. Uh, so um mm, okay. So I'll just sign it up once this. Yeah. So all of you can see the portal of, this is how the Azure portal look like. So you can see here Microsoft Azure. This is a dashboard of you know see if any if you have heard of OpenStack Mitaka, every dashboard or every services, it has got some names. So here I had it has got only one name. That this portal looks like, this is Microsoft Azure and this is my account. Can you see? I am being shown name my this is my default directory. I haven't created any. I am not into any other directory. I'm just, it is into my default directory. So, and can you see this? If anything you want to search, you can search here very easily. If you wanted to search for any of the applications, these are all applications provided to you. I'll just little zoom it out so that it's very visible to everyone. Okay. So these are all services you can have. See all with resource group, app server. Resource groups, I'll tell you what is it. We'll have understanding of this. We'll see what is virtual machines. So these are all applications. So for example, will be used. This is all. I can have This is very important. Subscription. I'll tell you what is subscription. Then this is all about your services. This is all whatever resources. जब आप resource group बनाओगे, when you will be making resource group, So it will be showing you here. But yeah, this is very important subscription. You don't have to delete this. If you want, you can watch it. I don't mind. You can watch it. So it shows you this is your Azure Pass, your current billing period. Okay, and this is my role, my account admin. Okay, and so this is basically I'll go with this. I'll show a little of this portal so that you can a little bit familiar with this portal. So what if I want to check the usage details, or if I want to check check balance? I'll just see to it what balances. So so if you know it's fine. So here you can see the I've got it today, so I don't think it's going to have anything used. I haven't used anything. If I would have been used to it, भी आज ही तो मैंने like I have been using it from since so many days, but today I've got this active account. I've made it active today itself. So it is showing me the kind of usage. So I did nothing usage. Why? Because मैंने कुछ use किया ही नहीं है इस account में. I have did nothing as in practical part, so it's like 100% showing me 100%. 100 USD. I have used no nothing. So when once I'll be creating it, after 6 days I'll be showing you what is this. So you can be little understanding कि मेरा cost कितना कटा है, मेरा use कितना हुआ है. So it is basically showing you kind of how much you're using it. अब आपने कितना use किया है. So यहाँ use 0 USD दिखा है, मेरे 0 पैसे कुछ use किया ही नहीं है. I'll just cut it off and we'll go to this now. Yeah. So this is about portal, and I'll go to just home again. And so yeah, this is something about you have to understand. This is a PowerShell or a Bash, you can say. So PowerShell, we know that the one who wants to go for PowerShell, we can go with PowerShell. If you want to go for Bash, you can go for Bash. The way you wanted your to deploy, or the way you wanted to code, or the way you wanted to command. So this is basically a kind of the way we have CLI, we have got Bash and PowerShell. So this is all terminals you can use it, and this is notification. Whatever you will be doing is being showed in onto this notification. तो अब जो भी करेंगे deployment से लेके हर एक चीज यहाँ पर दिखेगी. So this is something very if you are not able to understand what is happening, you can just watch all these notifications for activity, or to understand that what all activity is going on. This is and this is nothing but I'll just make you understand of this later on. But yeah, this is very important. Now you have to just understand some things. The subscription is very important because without the subscription you cannot deploy anything. This is something that you are having access to use, or reliability of using, or liability of using, or liberty of using the resources. Now, what are resources and resource groups? Now, resources is nothing but your virtual machines. It can be a storage account. It can be any of the things which you're using it, right? So I can these all resources when clubbed together can form a resource group. So for example, if I'm creating for example, if I'm creating ABC, I'll just little bold it up, bold it, and I'll just okay. I'll just ABC as my resource group. Okay, this is my resource group. Sorry, resource group. So in this resource group, hmm, okay. So in this resource group, I can have first any virtual machines. I can have storage account. I can have free database. Okay, so all these things. This is my resource one. Resource one. This is my resource resource 2. This is my resource 3. So I'll just, okay. So all this R1 plus R2 plus R3 gives you resource group. Okay, so basically this will form your resource group. I hope this is understood. So now we'll go to portal again and okay, okay. So just yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is, I hope, understood to everyone. Okay. Yeah. So this is my portal. Okay. It will hide it. So about this, now I'll be sharing my screen again so that we can start with Azure. Yeah, about this. So what is it actually? Okay, so these are understanding of the architectural components, how it actually works and how it is actually. So we'll little learn about this so that we can have a balanced view of understanding what is it actually. The region and the region pairs. See, in detail we'll understand about what is it. Then we have got availability zones. So we have to understand this availability compromises into regions. Azure resources are nothing but the resources you will be using. Like I have got virtual machines, जैसे मैंने अभी बताया था. A resource group, Azure resources compromise into resource groups. Now ARM, he is a very important person. So what he does is actually, when I say ARM, we are actually talking about a manager who is involved in making the utilization of how you will be using uh, each and every resource. So he's one of the person can be seen as a deployment or management services for Azure. Like he will be providing the management layer between your resource group and the user. So how you will be using those resources, he'll be taking care of. And the subscription more importantly. So we'll see what are the regions. So here, regions are made up of one or more data centers in close proximity, provides flexible and scale to reduce customer latencies for delay purpose. You have to see to everything. The regions are basically, you can say, the geographical things, geographical locations. Here, see, can you see this? Azure offers Azure offers more global regions than any other cloud provider, with 60 plus regions representing over 140 countries. So it is the only technology which is providing you the maximum number of regions. Preserve data residency with a comprehensive compliance offering. Now we can see onto this site little overview of so we can understand. So these are the regions. Can you see the regions? Central US region, East US region, East US 2, 3, North Central US, South Central US, Western. So these are all regions. And there are locations with Iowa, Virginia, Georgia, Illinois, Texas, Wyoming, California, Washington, Arizona. And these are available to all the. So this is alpha. It is showing coming soon. It is being into the preview. It is being into the implementations. So this is basically a regions. So eventually, if you go for virtual machine creations, also you will see this part of regions. आप उसमें regions भी देखोगे, it will show you the kind of so if I'll go to India, if I'll see where these regions of Azure are, it is in central India, India South. So it is in Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Mumbai. So this is the regions where Azure is in India. Central India, India South and Central, South India, and West India. Similarly, you can go to any of the country you want, where you wanted to see the regions. You can see it in China, you can see in Germany, you can see in Italy, and so on. So this is done. Okay, so can we see a region is also having its own replica region? Why this is the kind of what if this region fails to have an access to data? I can have it from this region. So it's a kind of you can say a kind of backup. So at least 300 miles for separation between regional pairs. So like region pairs can be built upon 300 miles separation. मतलब इनके बीच का distance, the distance between this region should be minimum of 300 miles. Automatic replication of some services, prioritize region recovery in the event of outages. For example, if it is not available, I can have this region, and updates are overall sequentially to minimum downtime. The same. So it's a kind of a backup. So you here you can go for the same. Um, basically, so yeah. So this is showing you the kind of a region. This is a region, and these are availability zones one. I'll just little zoom it out. So zoom. Yeah, zoom out, zoom in. So this is my geographical area where I have got this region. This is my region, and this is my you can say availability zone one, availability zone two, AZ1, AZ2, AZ3. These are compromises. Now I can have the very same replica of this into some other regions 300 miles away. This is how it is shown. So you've got a little clear picture of understanding how this what is regions and what is this availability zones. So this is again we can have the same replica of it. Okay, and same availability zones we can see here. Provides protection against data center failures. Now if I say availability zone is nothing but the data centers, a compromiser of there will be a large number of data centers which will be involving the availability zone. So it physically separates data centers within the same region. So for example, here we have got AZ1, AZ2. So to separate when I say physically separate, here it is AZ1, एक data center जो बहुत सारे data centers से बना हुआ वो एक availability zone. There are n number of data centers and it is forming AZ1. There are another data center, other data centers compromises several data centers comprising AZ2, and so this is how they are built. Each data center is equipped with independent cooling and networking, so there is nothing to do with not sharing the medium of power of cooling. It is only sharing on backup. It is only for a backup purpose. Otherwise, they're all independent. They're only in terms of having the backup, the recovery, and the kind of the synchronization. It is done in terms of downtime and scale up, and these are all connected through a private fiber optic networks. Okay, now these are the Azure resources. These are the components which are which you can say will be studying about storage, virtual machines. See, can you see the symbol of virtual machines? How it looks? Storage count, where you'll be uploading, downloading things. You can store the things the way you want. The virtual networks, it is created automatically. If you want, you can have some customization or configuration the way you want it. App services, the kind of applications you wanted to use. SQL database, the SQL database, and database you wanted to go for, like you've got for Postgres SQL, you've got Cosmos database, but types of database you wanted to use, you can go for MySQL database as well. And then the function as a serverless computing. Now this is called resource group. Now I have told you it's a kind of a container. Container in terms of what? Like for example, I'm having this one resource group one, R1, R2, R3. So this whole compromises one, R1, R2, R3. So it is stored in one group that is called resource group. So basically, a very easier way to understand this. Yeah, this is an important person who will be looking out, taking care of a kind of a layer, who will be maintaining all these resources the way it has been accessed through Azure portal, Azure PowerShell, CLI. So, if time permits, we'll just be completing our deployment of virtual machines through Azure portal. If time permits, we'll definitely go with PowerShell and CLI as well through Putty Client. And this is the important one, subscription. Azure subscriptions provides you with authenticated and authorized access to Azure. This is kind of long. For example, this is a company who is having an Azure account. For example, this is XYZ company, ABC company. This is an ABC company. Now, this company is having three departments: development department, test departments, and production departments. So, what I can have this subscription of Azure account and I can share between these three. I can make user 1, user 2, user 3. According to the privileges, I can just and the type of the services they will use according to them, they will be built upon, like they will be charged upon, and I'll get the billing accordingly. So the Azure subscription is basically you are giving unauthorized access to the Azure accounts. So now we'll see the Azure. We have seen the Azure portal. We have got walked through the portals. We have seen what is it. What is virtual machines? So we'll see what is it actually virtual machines first. So here I'll just down. I'll go to. So you can see this is a virtual machine. Can you see this portal of virtual machines? How it looks? It's in case if you go to this drop down, you can see Azure virtual machine, Azure virtual machine present configuration, and more VMs. And if you wanted to deploy more and more for different workloads, depends on business needs. So we'll be just creating this, okay? And but before this, let us go for Azure virtual machines. Wait. Okay. So Azure virtual machines. So it is nothing but a software emulations of physical computer. So basically, you can have when I say virtual machines, what it gives you the flexibility or the a looking of a view of some physical computers which is not there, but still you can have. For example, I can have all Windows, Linux. I can have n number of virtual machines, operating system onto a single computer, a single API. So this kind of emulations can only be provided by the Zero Virtual machines. It includes virtual processor, memory, storage, and so it is kind of a, if it is talk about, it is called like, it is about like I'm taking the infrastructure as a services from the cloud service provider. So this is how I'll be taking. These are the series of virtual machines. Now the series of virtual machines, if I say, depending upon your the applications, depending upon your again the need you wanted to have your virtual machines, you can have forever. For example, if I want to have virtual machines which you look upon to my development and testing, to more focus to be more on development and testing, so I can have to A series. For economic bursting, we can have B series, and so on and so forth. So these are all series which is related the kind of virtual machine sizes you wanted. So these are basically for size. I'll be showing you this onto the portal if I'll get a glimpse of it. I'll be showing you definitely for this. And thank you. Now we'll be just going to have practical practical part of it, so that can have a little understanding of how, because all these days you'll be literally going to focus more upon uh, more upon this Azure portal and so forth. So I'll be just okay. Is my screen visible, Mr. Rashid?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay. Wait, just my I'm trying this. So okay, I'll go to this. Okay, so this is a portal. You can all watch it up. Now we'll be creating a virtual machines. Now before this, I'll just do one thing. I'll simply type create a virtual machine zero. So I'll be having this create a virtual machine. So I'll be getting some documents. So here I can have these documents. So this is all documents available, so you can go for. So I'll be just thinking of in Azure cloud. So a little more. So to create. So this is one of the part. Okay, so this is where you can have these all things are available. You can go to um, you can go to you can just simply type down how to create virtual machines. You'll get it. So I haven't shown those steps. It feels like if I'm going to copy, so I'll define. We'll just start creating virtual machines. So we'll just create on Azure. Either you can go through this, or either you can go through here. So it's one and the same thing. I can go from here also. So I'm going to do this. It's taking a little time. Mm, yeah, it's going. Yeah. So you can all view this portal a little. I'll just zoom it out. Zoom in. We can see the subscription, which is mandatory. Obviously, if it is not there, and I can see if in drop down, this is the only subscription which is there, Azure Pass, which is I'm having. And now the resource group, I'll be creating one of the resource group. So I'll be creating the resource group name virtual machine, or either I can just put it up NFDP, because it's very convenient. So I can get NFDP, fine. Okay. Then I'll be putting in the name of my virtual machine. So what I'll be naming is my lim
my win, my windows, that is my win. It's very convenient. Now, yeah, the region I was talking about here is, can you see? Uh, yeah, we have got so many regions. So I'll be just keeping East US only, but this is, can you see? Actually, you might have seen that there was East US 3, but here we cannot because it is already into the implementation part. So we can just, depending upon, there can be circumstances where you can have, validation issues. So you can just simply, do one thing. You can just change the region and you can work upon for the deployment if it is, and so on. Now here, this is a zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. So I'll just keep this zone 1. That is depending upon availability. Zone 1, there's always going to be in one region 3 zones: AZ1, AZ2, AZ3. So it's just a zone 1. Now here, if I'm creating windows, I'll be going to use my windows. um I can go for all the images if you want. I can go for all the images, all the flavors of the virtual machines which I wanted to build upon. So, like, if I want to go Windows, I can have Ubuntu, I can have any number of, or you can either have something which is not there. I can eventually buy from the marketplace also. So you can go with this. So I'll simply cut it out, and I'll just going to go with Windows, my simple Windows. So can you see? I'll just go to with Windows Server 2016. Yeah, you can go with any of, but I'm just writing with this. So you can see this is what is being showed to me. Standard size, the size is not available. Zone 3 2 are supported. Fine. So I'll be going to go with zone 2. I'll just do these changes. Like I'll go with zone 2. So let's see. It is, yeah. Now this supported. It is also showing me the cost 11,000 for per month. Fine, I can see. And now what I'll do is just simply go for username and password. Now what is required, I'll tell you. When I have to connect to the remote desktops, like it is going to be abhi mein ye virtual machine I'm going to deploy onto some East US, right? Where it is being deployed, it is deployed onto the East US region. So now how I'll connect to that remote desktop? Through RDP and through username and password. So see, here I'll keep it very simple. I'll keep it server, or you can just simply go for a zero user. Just, I need to remember this because this is something which is going to, very important. I usually used to forget. So I have to remember this. I'll just keep it here. Delete, and I'll just copy paste a zero user a little. Um, Zero user, my user ID, and then I'll just keep the password. I'll just confirm this password. I'll just confirm this password. And now after this, okay, now always keep in mind that the selected inbound ports and this. Now this is basically that you are allowing it to get connected to the inbound ports through 3389, and for Linux it will be like SSH 22. So जब ये बन जाएगा तो जब ये create होगा, then you will understand this is all I'm configuring. All this is I'm using as an infrastructure as a service, right? So all all this part of customization of this virtual machines will be done by me, that how I wanted the virtual machine to be. I'll just go to disk. Not now. Okay, so this is my image of OS disk size. I can eventually create another disk. If I want to attach the disk, I can create or attach the new disk as well, but I don't want to because it's not needed. So I'll simply go to create virtual machines, and then I'll just be going to go for networking. Nothing is there in this now. Networking, you don't have to see, the virtual network is created on its own. My VNet, and it has already took the subnet address, and this is the public IP. So I don't have to do anything in this. I just have to go. I have to go again. I don't have to do here anything. I'll go to management. Again, here also I don't have to do anything. Nothing is so. Yeah, this is something. If I'll talk about what is it, I'm just going to disable this. Now you'll just be asking me what is boot diagnostic. So it's basically I'm talking about in this is kind of it's a debugger, you can say a kind of a debugging feature that you are allowing the diagnosis of your washing machine's failure, but I don't want to do that. That's fine. So I'll just go simply in advance. Now here I don't want to have any advanced like security. I don't want to use anything like I just don't want to go for some adding of any the features or applications to this. So I don't want to have it in this. Tags are basically you are actually trying to give the names. You're tagging the names whatever it is, like yeah, you're keeping the disk. So what is it, you're just tagging it, what is your disk, like tag, you're just giving a tag to that particular component which you are going, which you have configured. So now I'm just going to review and create it. We'll see what it is going to give. So it is running the validation. So whatever configurations I've did it, whether it is validating, whether it is going to be, to considered. So it is running a final validations. Can you see? Running a final validations is going on. एक final validation चल रहा है यहाँ पे. तो ये जो मैंने पूरा कॉन्फ़िगर किया है, ये पूरा जो मैंने कस्टमाइज वे से अपना वर्चुअल मशीन क्रिएट किया है, सो वैलिडेशन इज पास्ट. Here the validation is passed. So now here comes create. Now I'll just be deploying. Now here into the notifications I can see my NFDP. Okay, so this is running the final deployment of now once it is in deploy, that is it is surely be going to get us successful that our virtual machine has been deployed onto the East US region. Now how I'll be using it to, how I'll be connecting to that particular VM, that is important. So that is an important part which I'll be showing you how I'll be doing it. um, so it is running this. So till the time it is running this, we can see I'll just cut down this briefly. This is showing me the resources, my win, that is my virtual machines. Then the VNet, that the virtual network, energy network security group, IP addresses, and all this which is being implemented. So all this operation details you will get it here. So if you want, you can go to this operation details also, and yeah, it is still in the progress. So we need to wait for a while. Yeah, it depends upon the network you're using. Your network is connected the way your network is. So sometimes it happens fast, or sometimes it will take a little time. And till the time you don't have to worry about, because it is all about the connectivity issues and nothing else. So just within a second it will going to complete. So we can see the deployment names and everything. You can see the subscriptions which we have. We have seen, see, you can see the name of our resource group which is mentioned, NFDP. So our deployment is completed. So we can see the resource group name. So now I have created a virtual machine. A virtual machine name is MyWin. I've created a virtual machine that is MyWin under NFDP. So this is my resource group and this is my resource. Okay, so this is done. Now I'll just go to resource. This is into my virtual machine. Now I want to just connect it. So I'll just connect. Yeah, this is the IP address. I have to just copy paste it. Now where I have to copy paste? Either I can do two ways. Either of the two ways. I just go and search for remote desktop connections. So this is an application which can be used for accessing this. अभी virtual machine तो already is TSP region पे, right? So what I have to do is, yeah, I'll be simply copy pasting this into this and just connect it. Now this is getting connected. So we'll see. Now it is asking me the password. So I'll be giving it the password, but the credential was not right. It's not right, right? Let me see the password if it works. Okay. Yeah, the login attempts fails. Please enter. Okay. Okay, it's not working. So fine, never mind. If it's not working, you don't have to worry about again. You just simply need to do one thing again, that you can simply go down and download this RDP file. Keep. I'll just keep it and I'll just open this file. I'll just connect this file and this is going to show me. Yeah, now this is showing me the correct one because this is what I've written. So this is the user that I have already, there are the username, the username and the password I've provided. So it's a very similar one. So after downloading the file, I'll just get this pop window of, enter your credentials, and once I'm just going to log in. Yeah, this is something, the identity of remote computer cannot be able to, do you want to connect anyway? So yes, I want to connect. So this is basically, you will get your your desktop. You have, here the RDP is basically a remote desktop protocol. That is, you're accessing the virtual machines which is deployed onto East US region, and you're getting the remote connections, the remote login of their particular virtual machines. So it will work as a same that you want it. I'll just, go and, if I want to paint, I can paint, I can have notepad, I can have ample of things onto this virtual machine. It is giving me the same emulation of, the Windows, and I can do, if I wanted to just, this is my server manager where I can have, adding of the roles and features. I can manage the servers and server groups. So I'll just delete this. Now I'll just terminate the session. So this is done. This is our termination. So either of this way we can do this. So this is about your creation of virtual machines through GUI. That is how you just have to do the click and just click the things and see. Here you can see the resources which you have created. See, this is the resource group, so it is showing the resource group symbol. So whenever I'm just writing here resource group, see the symbol of resource group. Can you see the symbol of resource group little right over? Now, so it is showing me that this is a resource group and this is my resource and that is my virtual machines. If you'll see the virtual machine symbol, it looks like a virtual machine symbols, right? So when I click onto this, it is showing me all the things that of which particular resource group it is, the status is running, uh, uh, and so I just can stop this. Yes, I just wanted to stop it, so I'll stop it. Stop the virtual machines. I can do this. See, using cloud services is not a big deal. We can learn in using it, but the way it has to be used is very important, because sometimes what happens, we don't know how to use it and we are being charged for what being not used. So we need to know how to use it and when to use it in the way we should use it. So this is basically about how you are going to. So it's still into the running process. I just um, once it is going to stop, it's going to stop. So we'll see, and after that I will just try to. Okay, there is a one habit and we should keep it in mind, that after the use of any resources, if you feel that resources of note we have completed with the use of resource, we can delete it. So now you can see the status is stopped, है ना? So now it will be not charging anything for it. Yeah, but it will be charging for the storage and the network and all. So what I'll do is I'll just simply delete this. I'll apply force delete. I'll just have this deletion of this virtual machine so that it should not charge me anything. I'll just delete it. So once it is deleted, we can have a better view of how to understand it more little. So now it is showing me, yeah, it is acting upon to it. So once I'm going to refresh it once. So जब भी एक चीज याद रखना, आप कुछ भी use करते हो, you whatever you're creating, whatever services you're taking it, once it is done, either you stop the services, the better way, or either if it is not into the, if you don't want to run that services, stop it or either delete it. So this is how you can save the cost. Sometimes what happens into the earlier age of using this cloud services, people generally do this mistake of using it. They generally keep the things in running status, and then they say keep, we are being charged for not using the things also. So they have certain myth that it is not safer to use these services, but the way it should be used, this is very important. So now I'll just refresh it up. I'll just little I'll just I can do here, or I can just simply go to my home, and now I'll just little refresh it up. Now there is a my bin which was being shown, it will not be shown. Now I'll have been only showed this NFDP. If I'll go to virtual machines, see that my bin has gone. Now it has been deleted, right? So it is being deleted. So if I'll go to my virtual machines, it is not showing me any virtual machines here, right? So this is one of the way you can create your virtual machines through this. So now I'll be showing you the virtual machine creations through PowerShell. Now how to use this PowerShell. This is also very important. And what is PowerShell? You have to understand this first. Now PowerShell is basically, we can understand it as one of the powerful commands we can have to uh, for it is basically for automating the task, or for management configuration. We can have this. Basically why it is called PowerShell, because we have all command line shells in it, and it is a kind of, you can say, a kind of a scripting language. So it has got the more empowerment. See, basically it runs onto the platform of PowerShell.net, and it has got a lot of things. And nowadays, where we can use PowerShell, we can use in PowerShell for for management and for automating the systems. We can also use into building or testing and deploying the solutions in CI/CD environment also. So this is very important. Is one of the best, I can say, best part of Microsoft being provide us with PowerShell. So we'll see the PowerShell also. So we'll just go with the PowerShell. We'll create a virtual machine in Azure through PowerShell. Through PowerShell. So it will show me a little, yeah. So we'll get it a little, So this is something all you can see Microsoft, environment you can get creation of how you can have this. So this is all kind of links you can go through where you can actually learn of how to create a virtual machines. Okay, so basically, um, now how to create, we'll see. Um, just hold upon. Um, I need to connect with my PowerShell. So first of all, I just need to join from because this is something it's very important. So I'll be connecting through different laptop because this laptop is going to shut down. So give me a second so that I can connect with different laptop. Um, yeah. So once I'll be connecting different laptop, it's very important. Okay. Um, so um, I'll join. Um, okay. I'll be leaving this. Hope, hope I'm audible to all. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Let me present my screen. Um, um, just let me know my screen is visible. Just say yes or no. Okay.
No, ma'am. Now visible.
Visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So now here we'll be doing our PowerShell. So we'll be simply going to have create virtual machine using PowerShell. So we'll go to this. Now you don't have to worry of too many things. You just have to just understand how it works. That we have got all the user manuals launched by Power Cloud or Microsoft Azure.
So this is a kind of, you can have the beneficiary of this particular document, that just need to have, this all commands from here, and you can just copy paste it. So now I'll be creating the, through PowerShell, and then I'll be just, if time permits, will surely going to go for a Linux also. So I'll be starting with my PowerShell. Now here, I'll be sharing the screen. Uh, so it's just simply need to have copy of these things, but you make sure that you're copying the right things, because somewhere you're just going to do some or the other faults. So right now I have to be very little alertive in this, so to make you understand of it. So okay, so it's taking a little time. So fine, till the time if it's taking time, I just create a replica of it. um get this for a while, um till the time I've created it, and now we'll go to understand of, how to create it, through how to deploy the Linux distribution OS onto like Linux virtual machines. How we can do that one? So it's taking time. So I'll go with that. So how I'll be doing that? So first thing, I have to go again onto the virtual machine. So either I can go like this, or the way I've told you. It just had it to this. So I'll be going to this, and I'll create this. By similar process, you just need to, this is kind of a recalling. When I'm going to do it thrice, so you have to understand how many times I've did, and you can get the steps down into your mind that, yeah, this is how I have to do it. So now this is a resource group. So I don't have to create new one. I've already had it. That is NFDP. Okay. I don't have to create the new one. Now I'll be creating the My Linux. So I'll be creating My Linux. Now it is showing me My Linux. So I can go for this My Linux. Okay. I don't want to change the region. It is that I wanted to go for East US. You can change the region if you want. If you want, you can go to in East US too. If you want, you can go to East US. I just simply find it very easy and flexible for me to not to change every time this regions and every zone. So I just find it very comfortable whatsoever. I'm getting certain regions where my deployment is very possible, right? So here I'm going to go in this, and then I'll be going to go in. I'm going to have this Ubuntu server 20.04. You can go for all the, again, the kind of, see, it is not available, the size is not available in zone 1. So what I can do is I can change the zone 1 to, I can put in zone, earlier I have put in zone 2, so this time I'll put in zone 3. Better option. I can put in both zone 2 and zone 3, never mind. Wherever I want, just wanted to put it down. So I can put that in. It is gone? Yeah, it's gone. I wanted to keep it into the password way because I think it's very flexible for everyone. Because as this is something very easy, but the problem is that it is very important to, for those who don't, it's very similar. You just need to create a public key, and it involves another process. So now I'll keep the same process as Azure user. I just keep everything similar. Azure user and password and everything. And this is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yeah, so this is the password I have created. Similar approach, जो भी आप कर रहे हो सब सेम होगा. देखिए यहाँ पे क्या था, जब आप वर्चुअल मशीन विंडोज का कर रहे थे ना, देन दैट टाइम इट वाज RDP 3328 something, it was right, it was something, and you were doing it here in virtual machines. So that time you were seeing, wait, हाँ, हाँ. तो यहाँ पे RDP का क्या आ रहा है अपना? Yeah.
यहाँ पे आप देख रहे 3389 है, right? So here it is now for this, it is going to be SSH22. So this is how we'll be connecting. Disk, I'll keep it, I don't want to secure the new disk. It's just going to be simply same. Okay, so nothing sort of any extra things I'm going to do here. And then I'll keep it basic. Everything is to be basic and everything is fine. Yeah, here it's everything fine. Management, nothing I have to do with any extra things, and I just disabled. I don't want to uh, do some extra diagnostic of any boot failures or something, virtual machine failures. So I don't have to go with this. So advanced में आपको कुछ और applications या और features कुछ add करने तो है नहीं, text देना नहीं है. So I will just simply go with review and create it. This is all I'm creating. This is all I'm doing on my own. So okay, so validation pass हो गया. Now we'll create it. Okay. So it is taking the deployment process. Now here I have to see for virtual machines. Go here home. Okay, and we'll see. Okay, there is something I guess issue of PowerShell maybe. So we'll see to it what we can do in this later on. Yeah. So your deployment is complete. We'll go to so we'll go to resource here. Now here you can see the resource group is NFDP. Status is running. Okay, now it is of Linux, right? So what I have to do is I have to connect. So how I'll be connecting it? If I'll be connecting it, how should I connect it? Now there can be the way that I have to go through putty client. So I can just have this copy of address, and yeah. Now how you will do? You will just go to dash of download the download putty client. So when you will be going, you just need to download a free putty. The latest, if you want to go for this, so I'll be just doing for it. Okay, so I have to go for this. Download putty 0.81 for Windows, Linux, and Mac. So I have to download this. After this download, you will just go to here and you will type putty. Oh, so this is my putty desktop. So I'll go to desktop. Here with the help of putty. Now what is putty? Here it is very important to understand what is putty, what it is actually giving you, and why you are having this putty, uh, putty service, or you can say putty desktop, what it is actually giving you. So basically the putty desktop is giving you a kind of access, you can say it is basically an SH or telnet client. So it is basically when you wanted to connect to the remote it is kind of a emulator for a terminal emulator or open source emulator where you can connect to all the Linux. Okay, so here I'm just going to type my IP address which I have copied, and I'll just open it. And now, oh god, it's too much. Wait. Okay. So I'll just connect once. That's it. Now I have been log in through the Linux. अभी मैंने ये जो connection ले लिया है Linux का. I have took this Linux connection, which is been deployed to US region. So now I'll be just putting up the login. Now what was the login? It was Azure user, right? Now it is asking me the password. So I can go with this password and done. So now I can see, yeah, it's running very good. It's running very, very good. So now I can make, make mkdir. I can go for the commands of Linux. I can make a directory of rows. So now I've made a directory of rows. Now if I wanted to watch it, I can do the ls part. Whether I can see the directory rows, yeah, it is seen. Okay. And if I wanted to create any file, I can create it like the text file. So let me see whether it is going to create. Yeah, let me see. Now I have to do the ls part. So I can see the two things. One is the directory and another is a text file which has been made by me. So and this simply you can use this terminal as a Linux one, and you can just perform all your whatever Linux based applications, you can perform all everything in your very easy. So I'm just going to turn it off, close the session, and done. So here I've created this through putty client. We have made this use of putty client as an interface, as a connection part to be built between the on desktop and to the remote remote virtual machines which is onto the east US region. So now I'll go to overview of this, and I'll be doing the very similar task of stopping it, because it is into the running state. So I'll just stop it because I don't want it to put a charge on me anything. So I'll just put a, yeah, I wanted to stop it. So once it is stopped, it's, I just need to again relog in once more, so that I can just simply. So this is the other way you can create. This is the way you can create the Linux virtual machine actually. So you can have the flavors of Linux. You can have Red Hat. You can have Ubuntu. You can have CentOS. You can have Mint. Any flavors of Linux, let Kali Linux. You can create it like this, and for that, of course, you need a putty client, which is important. And how you can download is just you to go for download and just download the putty for 081 for Windows, Linux, and Mac. So it's very easy for you to download this. And once your work is done, you just simply have stop the delocation of the virtual machines and just delete it, for so that you are not being charged up for more. So it's just basically you are trying to uh, this shows the capabilities of how you're using the resources. See, we are all using the resources, but it's very important the way it should be used. Now this is something we have got stopped it. Now we are being not charged for anything, right? Now I'll just be deleting it, the resources, because it's my the work is done for this resources. I don't need this anymore. So I'll just apply this delete. I'll just delete everything. I'll delete the interfaces created. I'll delete the OS disk. I'll delete the public IP addresses, everything, so that it can be used in some other resources. I'll just delete this, and this is how the deleting is done. Okay, this is about how you're creating. So this is going to take time. I'll be just doing one thing. I'll just log out of the portal for once and try to portal down again. Or if not is possible, I'll be just showing you this how it looks, how to create it. I'll just show you around the steps how to do this. So the better way will be that if it is not permittable for me, because it's some showing some issues on the network side and onto the portal side itself, because it should be there. It's not coming. It's taking too much of time. So okay, so it is successfully deleted. My Linux machine delete ho chuka hai. So I'll be going to the home, or either I can just, so see, it is showing my Linux. Now if I'll refresh it, because I've deleted it, if I'll refresh it, what is going to be happening? So now you all can see that there is no Linux machine being shown. If you'll go to virtual machines also, there is no machine you will be shown, right? This is how it works. Now what I'll do is I'll just simply cut it off, because I don't want any replica to work right now for me. I'll go again to this. I'll just try to sign out once again and try to, yeah, I'll try to log in again, so that whatever issues onto this portal, let's see, because it's very important. So I'll just, connect again. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I'll sign it once again. If it is not possible for me to connect it like this, like, okay, fine. Sorry, this is wrong. Pass. Okay, wait. Yeah. So let me see whether it's going to work, or either if not, I'll just show you down the steps so how it's going to work. So because it is taking too much of time, so that's all. Fine. Okay, fine. Now we'll go to Cloud Shell, PowerShell. We'll see if it is going to be there. Yeah, it's working. So I'll go to PowerShell. Uh, Mount storage. ये आएगा and then apply कर. What was that actually? This is what I can say. I'll go to previous, or if it's not required, I'm just going to go for no, apply and just start. Not required. Okay, resource group मुझे देना पड़ेगा NFDP, and this is my winnet. Oh, fine. Wait. I don't want this. Yeah. If you want to mount storage, it can go, but it automatically takes storage. You don't have to go for that, but if you have given this, because it was asking too many questions to me, I just wanted to simply drag out with a lot of virtual machines. I just wanted to focus onto the virtual machines, so I'm not going to go in that deep in details for that. So let me just connect with this. So till the time we'll just see to it that how to create virtual machines using PowerShell. So this is the code. You don't have to worry about code also. The code is also available. So you just need to copy paste it, but you have to just see to it the way you will copy paste, because it's very important. Because new AZ resource group. So this is how you're creating the resource group. You're providing the name of the resource group, but the resource group name is also should be proper enough. So here I've got this. So I'll be little control Z. So here you can see I'll be just um, I'll just do a little of like this, so that it is visible to all. So yeah, I'll be simply just copying this once and um, putting it here, paste. Now here, what is the reason? My resource group name is NFDP. So I'll just name it as NFDP. So this is the name of my resource group, and I'll just simply do this. So yes, it is fine. So this is my resource group creation. This is my location. Everything is creation. But this is succeed. Now what I have to do is I have to create a virtual machine in this. So this is a one. Now I'll be just simply copy paste this again, so that paste it. Now here it's, you have to make sure that you have to mention, you don't have to go to anywhere here, you just need to see the name of my VM. So you can put my VM, we can put my VM win, because I'm creating a Windows, and the resource group name was NFDP, right? So you have to make sure that whatever you're doing, it is into the, like this way, it should be done proper. So NFDP name my Vim, it's done. Now it is asking for the user. So user and user ID and password, what do you want it to go for? So I'll just create the same Azure user. So it's very beneficial to remember. So the password what I have maintained, you can maintain according to your form, according to your way. I've maintained, so I'll be putting that. Now this is what my virtual machine is getting created. So when you will see it's taking a time of in percentage, this creating this. So once it is completed, I'll show you how to get again onto a very similar approach. अब तक आपने जो हमने तीन तीन तरीकों से वर्चुअल मशीन्स देखा है. विंडोज के लिए पहले हमने जीयूआई कस्टमाइज वे में we'll click and we have did this, we have selected and so we have did user man, we have user ID and password, we have selected the zone, availability, regions and everything. We've provided name, resource group name, create key and everything. And then we have, with the RDP file, we have connected to the virtual machines. Next was with Linux. We have made sure that we get it putty client or putty, which is very important. It's kind of interface which helps you to connect. Like the way the telnet is being used, it's kind of an SSH telnet. So putty client is one of such. And now this is through the PowerShell, that is through the command we are creating the virtual machines. So yeah, this is created. Yeah, this is brilliant. It is created. Now we need to understand that our resource group name is NFTP, a subscription ID. If you'll see, this is being shown onto our overview. So this is the name of my VM win. So what I'll do, I'll just simply go to a little like this. I'll control in little. So now if I'll go to virtual machine, can I see this my VM win? So I can understand now that this is, yes, this is being, yeah, this is being shown. ये दिख रहा है मुझे, right? This is what actually is my win, right? This is the my VM win. This is the virtual machine which is being created. Now what I'll do is simply I'll just click onto that my VM win. Uh, into the overview, we can see the resource group, NFDP and everything. Now I need to connect same. We'll connect like this. We'll connect the same. The very similar approach. Either I can download the RDP file or either I can connect. This is, I'll copy the IP address. I can go to remote desktop A connection. I can simply go to this. So I'll just simply connect. So this is how I'm going to connect. And now this is connecting. It is asking me the username and password. So the username and password which I have created was again the Azure user, and the password which I have created is
So this is going to be, okay. So here the identity of a remote computer cannot be verified. Do you want to connect anyway? So yes, I do want it to connect anyway. Yes, I'll just, this is going to be the pop way. This is showing that everything is going perfectly real time. So now this is my virtual machine which is created using the PowerShell command. Okay, so this is basically, it will take a little time, but again, no, this is something, see, this is the command, this is a, our PowerShell made VM virtual machine, so we can use the way we want it. That's it. So now I need to terminate it out. Just if you wanted to use, you can use it the way you want it. Now I'll just cancel it down. Not needed. So again, I'll go to overview of it, and I'll just, so this is how you can create through PowerShell. So we have learned of creating a virtual machine. I'll just close it down. So create virtual machine in Azure. So we have created the virtual machines in Azure portal first via GUI, that is all click events we were doing. Either we can go with PowerShell, we can even go for Terraforms, Bicep, ARM template we can make. That is a replica of which you will be using every time, and so this is all available manual, which is available onto the, see, this is all available. You can use it. So it is not something that if you don't know how to use it, you cannot understand or you cannot learn. You can learn. You can all. This is all available onto the internet. So it's just, I can, if you want, I can just give you all these things, so that I'll just give it into onto the comment box also, so that for everyone it is very important to so that they can easily I'm really sorry I was not able to tackle with those all problems, because I need to complete this practical part, which is very important, because it takes a lot of time for the completion of this practicals, and it's very important for me to complete it on the in the given time. So that it should be very impossible for me to collect all these problems at one time. But you can all comment your problems onto the chat box, so that we can communicate accordingly onto the with you. So this is all available. You can have all these things onto you. Now this is something you have learned about the virtual machines today. Now the further going sessions will learn about now we just need to stop it. As it is in the running status, we'll stop it. Yeah, we'll delocate it. So now in the further going sessions, we'll also learn about storage. We'll learn about SQL database. We'll learn how to query in the database, and then we'll also create, try to upload some images onto the storage account. And we'll also learn about the logic apps. Now what is logic apps? We'll surely be taking that session tomorrow, so we'll be little understanding what it is and how it works. So this is very important for all of us to understand the pattern of how to use the services. Yeah, the most important things that you have to learn in, whenever you're learning any cloud technology, you need to learn how to, after the usage, how to stop it, how to delocate the resources, so that you are not being charged for what you're not using it up. And once if the resources are done, you just delete the resources if you want, delocate it, so that you are not being charged. Here I'm going to delete this. Again, I'll do the same process. This very same. See, every time if I'm doing the very same process, it's just going to be in their mind, so that every time you will be understanding. Yeah, this is how the way I have to use my cloud services, and this is how I have to use my cloud platform.
So it's very important. Whatever you learn virtual machines, you learn storage, you learn any project, you learn any applications. The most important part to learn is how to use the cloud platform. That is important. That is really, really important. So now this is showing me the deletion. So we'll just see once it's deleted, I'll just go to virtual machines. Yeah, it is showing me my VM win. So let me just once it's get deleted, I'll just refresh it up and it will show me. So uh, this is how you can also delete the resource group also if you want. I don't want to, because I just wanted to carry on further that I can use the very same resource group for different practical. So every time I don't have to create a new resource group. So this is done. My VM is successfully deleted. Now my VM bin. So now what I'll do, I'll just refresh it once. Once you'll refresh it, it will show you something that it's deleted. So it will not show you anything. Absolutely, it's not going to show you anything. So this is about your mortal machines. So for today, the session is done. Thank you so much for joining. And anything related to your query can be into the chat box. We'll comment on to that. Our chatbot will answer to that query. And yes, this will be a recording session. So we'll be sharing this recording if you want in onto your um, links, or like into your group, WhatsApp group, or it is a like for of course it's a onto YouTube platform also. So if you want to learn this, everything is available onto the YouTube also. So all the steps all about this portals and everything is available onto the YouTube, so you can watch it, you can view it up, you can see how to create virtual machines via freeway. All these practical parts are all, you just need to subscribe the YouTube channel and get it. Thank you so much for today. Thank you so much. Yeah, the meeting is done. The today's FDP is done. You can have your attendance and feedback onto the chatbot, and there will be a final assessment also about it. So for those who wanted to go for final assessment, it is available till 5 p.m. So this is a kind of a self assessment. So whatever query, even if you don't know certain things, you'll Google it up, you'll learn so many things about it. So this is something you will do a self assessment kind of. So that will be available to you, all of you, till 5 p.m. So this is important. And please, for e-certificate, please do attend, do fill the attendance and feedback form. Thank you so much for today's sessions.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable inputs. We will join tomorrow, all of you. Thank you all.